Yo, it's Horror Junkies of Utah, and I am Marcus, and we got Craig here, and today we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, the new hit series on AMC. We'll see if it's a hit or not. We both have our own little opinions on that series. It aired Sunday, first episode, and I believe it's part of a 6-part series of episodes that they're doing.
There's like 6 to 8, something like that.
Okay, so yeah, I think AMC is testing the waters with this, and we'll see what happens. But basically, that's what we're going to be talking about today: is The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I really enjoy The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead, I watched it Sunday, and in my personal opinion, I know you have to do character development, but I feel like there was way too much.
And it was very dull.
Yeah, unneeded character development, very dull. It didn't move very fast, which, I mean, I'm not saying it has to move like
non-stop action, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but it was like, there were so many scenes I felt didn't need to even be in this. So, I mean, it was an hour and a half. You can probably minus, 30 minutes for commercials?
Maybe about 20.
So it's probably anywhere from an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. And sometimes I feel like, so we almost got a little bit of a short movie here, but it didn't really stand out to me. Especially not how the original Walking Dead, their pilot episode I thought was a lot better.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And this one I think kind of just fell flat on its face.
It was just boring, honestly. Like you were saying, they wanted to do it to the first episodes to kind of start off and develop stuff, but The Walking Dead, they do a good job of balancing characters and kind of, I'm not developing characters, but also balancing it out and to where it's interesting, and intriguing, and balancing out the sort of action and the character development to make it more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of felt like the beginning of the episode started out really strong, It pulled you in. We got our main character, well, not main character, I'm not going to call him our main character, but we got this character in a church, and he's obviously a druggie. And when I first seen it, I thought, is he just hallucinating, or is this really happening?
Yeah.
And obviously, as the episode develops, you figure out, yeah, it was really happening, but it pulled us in, and then kind of just like, okay, now what? And I've commented on some stuff on Facebook and whatnot, and I get a lot of that. Well, man, it's character development. You can't just start out. And I understand that, guys. I understand you need character development, but shit, I felt like, are we watching a soap opera? I mean,
yeah.
Who cares about Druggy Boy? Okay, we get he's a drug addict. Let's not. It's just long, drug out stuff that I don't think was completely necessary.
Yeah.
What did you think of the opening scene, though, when we go, it pretty much starts off just smacking you in the face.
The whole opening scene, it reminded me a lot of 28 Days Later when he goes to the church.
Yeah.
Did you get that vibe?
I didn't get that vibe, but now that you're talking about that, I can see that,
Yeah, the same thing in 28 Days Later, he goes, there's a church and there's a bunch of dead bodies and stuff, but the opening scene was pretty cool. I had the same thoughts. I'm like, is he hallucinating? Is this real? What's going on here? And that's about the only part of the episode I really thought was kind of interesting, is that first part, and then it just started to drag out. I definitely like the how they set it in Los Angeles. I think that's pretty cool. That could be pretty sweet.
It does look promising. I'm not going to go ahead and bash this whole idea they got going on. I like the idea of let's show the outbreak from the beginning.
Yeah.
I love that idea. In fact, I love zombie movies that do that. That's why I love Dawn of the Dead and
oh my gosh, yeah.
Especially the remake. I thought just the whole opening of that movie showing all the chaos was just, it was awesome.
That makes it more terrifying, honestly,
Yeah.
when everything's first breaking out, whereas in The Walking Dead, we're right now where everything's all already destroyed and it's kind of just, nothing.
Yeah, I love seeing society kind of just crumble, But, so...
We're not going to judge the whole freaking series off one episode. We're going to continue watching it. We're going to...
Exactly, and, we'll probably bring you more podcasts every week on these episodes as they develop. But right now, it seems like they did a great job of editing and cutting everything together for the commercials. And I'm like, what did you do? Take the whole series and take all your best parts and put them in the commercial to drag me in to watch?
Yeah.
Fucking...
You didn't see half the stuff you...
No, and I thought we were going to see all... not all that, obviously, but I thought we were going to see some really cool stuff, but we just didn't. It kind of just...
Speaking of which, dude, speaking of the advertising, dude, they just rammed all the advertising up your ass, dude. Everywhere you go, you see Fear of the Walking Dead. It's just like they're just marketing it up like a mother effer.
It is. And didn't you just say this was one of the highest grossing TV?
I think the first episode of Fear of the Walking Dead, I think it set a record for most views. Something like that. I'm pretty sure I read that. So.
Well, so I get a little bit of a feeling that AMC here is, The Walking Dead runs twice throughout the year. Starts in October and goes till what?
Goes for about 2 months till about December, on the end of November-ish.
And then they start
up again in February and go another 8 episodes or so.
Now they're like, well, we need some filler material for the summer. Oh, we'll make Fear the Walking Dead.
But it's not in the summer, though. We're like almost in the fall now. Why couldn't they do it?
But, see, now I think we got 6 episodes for this first get-go. And I think if it becomes successful, because if I'm right, The Walking Dead Season 1 had 6 episodes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what they're going for. 6 episodes. We'll see if we make money and get the views that we want. And we'll see the reception of this. And if it goes beyond that, we'll look at putting in more than 6 episodes. Maybe start it earlier. I really think AMC's fishing for something to cover that. Because everyone and their dog likes The Walking Dead. I mean, I remember being a zombie fan before zombies were made popular by this series. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying now I think AMC understands that this is a cash crop TV series and we have some dead time. We could have 2 different crews filming 2 different separate series and we could make money all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely, all TV shows do that. The first season they only make a few episodes. I mean, why waste all this time and money filming 10 or more episodes if it's only gonna, if it's gonna get canceled and not make a lot of money and everything. So it's pretty standard for TV shows to do that. So I understand.
Now, personally, on The Walking Dead, we got that coming up in October, which is gonna be airing right after Fear the Walking Dead ends. So, I think I am caught up to season 5 midway through that.
So you've got to the part where they're at the hospital.
Yes.
And that crazy cop.
And then I don't know why, but I didn't finish the rest of them. I think I just got busy with other things and was...
It starts to pick up that whole part of the 5th season with the hospital and everything like that and the church. I kind of thought that dragged on a little bit, but the second half of season 5 is awesome. They go down to Washington, D.C. Because they hear there's a big camp there, but it's gone. And they stumble across this big community called Alexandria. And that's what kind of the second half of season 5 is about.
Now, so I haven't seen the second half of season 5, and we got season 6 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it looks like the group from the previews I've seen has really just shattered. Is that what's going on right now? Is it just kind of...
You talking about the previews for season 6?
Yeah, well, so
No.
season 5, it seems like the group's already fallen apart a little bit. But season 6, it looks like characters are going different ways. Does that make sense? Like, definitely, like...
Things are kind of...
like, Rick seems like he's going, like...
He's kind of going over the deep end a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But, we'll see what happens. I know I've finished all the comics. I'm all caught up to where the comics are, and they're quite a ways ahead, of course. And from what I understand, I think most all of season 6 is going to be taking place within Alexandria and dealing with conflicts inside. There might be the subplot with those wolf guys, which you don't know about yet.
I don't.
You learn about that in this kind of the last couple episodes of season 5. There's these group of savages called the Wolves. I don't want to explain about it too much, but
Let me ask you this. Out of all our seasons we've seen of AMC's The Walking Dead, which one do you enjoy the most?
I like them all. You know, they all have their moments. They all have their good parts. They all have their bad parts. Season 1 was really exciting. Season 2, I definitely... Season 2 was pretty fun, the whole farm thing. And
I think Season 2 out of the Walking Dead series was... Because I thought Season 1 actually moved really fast. And was really just boom, 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 boom. I think Season 2 was the season where we got a lot of the character development.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's not a bad thing because they developed it.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because it's funny how in Season 2 the whole entire season is at Herschel's farm, whereas in the comics it seems like they're only at the farm for like a few weeks, like a month, maybe a month tops.
Now you've been reading the comics. I've skimmed through them, read them here and there, but
yeah, I've read it.
I don't have a very excuse me. I don't have a very good knowledge of The Walking Dead. So, well, the comic series. So, how do you feel the season on TV compares to the comic books? Do they follow it very closely?
Yeah, so kind of like so I feel like there's good things about the comics and there's better things that the show has done. So they each have their moments. As for following them, the first 3 seasons of the show didn't really follow the comics a whole lot. It wasn't until season 4 and 5 that they really started adapting them a lot closer. Probably my favorite part of the TV series as opposed to the comics is definitely the Governor in season 3 and part of season 4. I absolutely loved the Governor. They did an amazing job with him. Everybody hates him, but I personally thought the Governor... I didn't like him in the comics at all. He wasn't very well developed. He wasn't as interesting as they made him in the show. And so yeah, they season 4 and 5 have been probably the ones that have followed the comics the most religiously.
Awesome. Do you think Fear the Walking Dead will last like The Walking Dead? Do you think it's going to be a series that will be able to keep up? I mean, it's got big shoes to fill, you know.
Honestly, at this point, and after seeing that first episode, and basically as soon as I heard it first came out, I am pretty much sticking with my judgment that it's kind of just kind of a cash crop, like you were saying.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be as cool as the idea is, and I think they can capitalize on some things. I think it's going to be a little bit of a fluke. I think we'll see maybe season 1 maybe go on to season 2,
But no
and then
more.
I think after that it's just gonna end. You know,
I don't know what they could do because the whole point of Fear the Walking Dead is
to open it up, right?
when the outbreak first started. So I don't see how they could get up to 6 seasons and get caught up to where Walking Dead is. Because what could they do? I mean,
well, they could just create a whole different world from beginning to now with a different group of people. I just don't think any of the characters stand out to me like they did in The Walking Dead. I don't feel like anything grabs me like The Walking Dead did in this series. And like I said, so many people have like just been at my throat like, oh man, it's just character development, man. You just don't understand. But
none of the characters are interesting.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't find any of them compelling. I didn't relate with any of them. I didn't. It was just like, oh, generic characters. I didn't feel like any of them were great. And, you know, The Walking Dead, I mean, as soon as that starts out, I feel like, especially the Rick, he's just such an interesting character from the get-go that you kind of just get grabbed in.
Sucks you in.
And with all these characters, I almost think that they just were way too generic for me, so...
There's some rumors that several of the characters from Fear the Walking Dead are going to play a huge part, and they're going to actually become integrated into the actual Walking Dead season 6.
That would be interesting. That,
what
you
I've
know,
heard.
that could tell you who dies and who lives.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Fear the Walking Dead only does one season. I don't know. I haven't looked much into it.
It's all about money. It's all about how much money it generates. That's ultimately what their decision will be. So we'll see.
Well, we see a lot of horror stuff going that way. We got Scream on MTV. We got Ash vs. the Evil Dead on HBO, I believe. Or is it Starz?
I have no
It's
idea.
one of those. I'd have to look it up later. And then we got like American Horror Story, which I've always enjoyed. I didn't. I have my seasons that I really like and the ones that I'm just kind of like meh with. And I think because with TV series, if I'm not mistaken, they're a lot easier to get going. Not as much goes into the finance department. You would think that it does, but you know, you got your pilot episode, then you got your first season. You have a lot more money coming in from advertising than just funding a whole film. So a lot of people are going that route, it seems lately. That almost, I feel sometimes that the horror movie community is not lacking, but I just think there's a lot of focus on TV series nowadays. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing Halloween, the TV series, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the TV series, this, that, you know.
Happen, dude.
But we'll see. But I definitely like The Walking Dead. We'll see where Fear the Walking Dead goes.
Season 6, I'm really excited. I think it's going to definitely step it up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You think so?
Yeah.
But we'll have to talk about that in October in our first... I'll have to get caught up in Season 5, but...
This is going to be, it'll be interesting for me to watch Season 6 because all other seasons I've watched, I hadn't read their comics. And then just in the last 2 months, I've read every single issue. So it's going to be interesting to watch the show now that I have all the knowledge of what happens. It'll probably be more fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Out of all of the Walking Dead seasons, which one do you think had the most exciting effects? Like, gore-wise and just, you know, because I think this is one of the TV series that really brought that onto TV. Like, wow, we're seeing this on TV now? You know, you didn't see that a lot in the past, the gore stuff and everything.
I just don't understand how censorship works. You can show people's faces getting ripped off, decapitations, but you still can't say shit or fuck.
Yeah, right.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
Oh yeah, kids are learning how to kill
I
people.
believe with
but as long as they're not
AMC,
swearing,
the
then-
way AMC gets away with some of it is they're kind of like an independent film, not independent film channel, but it's not it's satellite, it's cable, it's not
Mm-hmm.
your generic TV stuff.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, the season that blew me away with the special effects would have probably been...
They all have really cool...
Yeah, they all have their little things. I actually really enjoyed the second season's special effects, and I know that there wasn't many in it, but that bloater zombie that's in the well,
Yeah,
I was just like, how did you know?
That was pretty cool.
I thought that was awesome.
Greg Nicotero does a very good job.
He does.
He's fantastic.
He's
He's like the new generation. He's like the new generation of Tom Savini. He's kind of...
I think he's kind of... Well, they're almost about the same age, aren't they?
Maybe he's been doing it a lot longer.
They're
Not longer,
both
but...
right
I
there.
meant to say they've been doing about the same time, but...
Yeah, but he's definitely... Like, Tom Savini, he still is really popular as well. You know... God, almost every one of George A. Romero's movies, I think he's worked on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those practical effects are really cool.
Which season grabbed at you the most? You enjoyed the most? It really sucked you in.
Oh, season 1. You know, that's my favorite season. I've enjoyed every season of The Walking Dead. I really have. Even season 2, which I think gets a lot of gripe from people. But there's a lot of interesting character development in season 2, where we got all the characters laid out for us in season 1 with minimal character development because it's just chaos. Mm-hmm. But then season 2, we get to see them in a little bit more relaxed environment where stuff starts to come out.
It's funny you say that about season 2 getting all the gripe. Honestly, from what I know, is the season that actually gets the most gripe is season 3.
Really?
Everybody hates season 3. Personally, that's probably my favorite one because
I didn't mind season 3 either.
I definitely like the whole prison thing. I love the governor. He's probably been one of my favorite characters in this show.
Michonne comes into season 3, right?
Yep.
She's introduced in that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any of the Walking Dead series where I'm like, oh, that was just complete garbage. Just, I like season 2 where, and I guess it's just the people we talk to. A lot of the people I've talked to are like, yeah, it was just so unproductive. And I get that because I'm almost saying that about this Fear the Walking Dead stuff. The first episode was really unproductive. But I don't know. I get a different feel from all of them.
There's not a single season I don't like.
Yeah, season 1, though, just blew me away because I was like, wow, we're watching this on TV and this is such a different idea. And with adapting it from a graphic novel, comic book, whatever the hell you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was a good start, a good running start. And there was never a episode in season 1 that I just felt was like dragging on, whereas the following seasons, I think they all kind of have their episodes where it's like, what the hell?
They're filler episodes.
Yeah,
they're called.
You know, that happens in every TV series.
Oh yeah, you can't avoid it. There's always going to be those down episodes and seasons.
Cool. So, well, I guess that's about all we wanted to talk about. We want to kind of just give you our opinions on Fear the Walking Dead and kind of do a little overview on The Walking Dead itself. We'll come at you guys next week after we watch. Think of that. Be sure to comment, leave your opinions on The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Let us know what you think, what you thought of it. Subscribe to our Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Like this video, share it if you liked it. We also are on Instagram and Twitter now, so we're slowly growing. Let us know what you think. This is almost a community effort. I'm Marcus Swinston.
And I'm Craig Seawer.
You guys have a great night. We are the Horror Junkies of Utah. See you later.